any luck, we have division. Okay. So when you have division, we're going to split it into multiple logs. When we're expanding, we are branching out, remember? So, test tomorrow, okay? Or quiz, whatever it was. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. Nope. Nope. No, because how do you write 6 as how do you write a base 6 into a 3? Me either. What's that? No, you just don't.
That's it, you don't simplify it anymore?
Yeah.
Go.
Yes.
Oh, that was like common.
Yeah.
After we do 48, you had 2 problems, extra problems that you wrote down. Can we go through those?
The graphic one? Sure. Yeah, no problem. We'll go back to it. Okay. You said 48.
Yeah.
Okay. 48. 2 log x plus log 5. Base 10s for both of these, so you don't have to worry about writing it out. You have an addition sign in between the two, which means those two have to multiply together. So this one, since the exponent, or the numbers in front of the log, this has an exponent. Yes, sir? Okay, well, I might as well finish this one. So this one just gives you log of 5x squared when you put it all together. No big deal.
Wait, so what happens? It just goes to, oh. Yay.
52, okay. 52 is very similar to that. In this case, since we're just condensing and stuff, we're not doing any real math with natural log. You don't need to rewrite it as log base e. I know some of you guys tend to write it as log base e as soon as you see it, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just, it's kind of irrelevant at this point because you're not doing anything with it. If that makes any sense? So you've got 3 natural logs. They're all being added together so that everything's being multiplied. So you wind up with 3 parts that get multiplied. So you've got natural log of 20 times, well, the next one would be 1/2 squared, and the next one would be times x. What's 1/2 squared? 1/4. What's 1/4 times 20? Your final solution would be natural log 5x.
Wait, how did you get 5?
You only use the one.
Well, if we weren't doing other stuff, we're looking at our homework. For first thing, when you have addition between them.
Oh, it's just multiple.
I don't understand. Yeah.
You're working backwards from this. Right? What else? Will you read me what that one was real fast? It was log.
The first of the ones was y equals log base 1/2 x minus 1 plus 3.
Okay. So when we go to do a graph of this one, your parent functions, ordered pairs, are always b and 1, and then 1 and 0. The only one that changes is the b value. The 1, 1, and 0 will always be the same. When you go to shift it, we can add 1 to the x, add 3 to the y, so we get 1.5, 4, 2, 3.
Is that all you have to do?
Yes, sir. Since this is the b value, I could have had a b8. So the graph then, It's an old commercial that I realize you guys don't know anything about.
I got it.
Thank you. First,
I didn't really do anything.
anyways, your first asymptote is at 0. Our second asymptote will always be at H, because it moved over to the right, so it'll be at 1. I'll choose that. Okay. Our parent was at 1/2 and 1, 1 and 0, so it's doing this. Since the B value is less than 1, it's between 0 and 1, it's moving down and right. So the next one would be at 1.5. So here's 1.5, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 2, 3. That's all you gotta do. Our asymptote, we label it. Your shifted asymptote is at x equals 1. Your domain is all values of x greater than 1. And your range is all real. Hi. Yes. Whether it's asymptotes, no matter what, are always dotted because they're there just for guidance. Yes, sir.
Do logs never have horizontal exponents?
Correct. Because logarithms are inverse of exponential functions, and exponential functions have horizontal. Therefore, logs have vertical. That's why their domain and range are flipped like they were exponentials as well. Any others as far as properties and things and stuff go? Pretty straightforward, really. As I was going through some of my notes and looking through a lot of the things, we could push a little bit, but then that would mean we would test on a Monday, and that's just bad. So I'm just going to keep pacing, and I have a sheet of just more expanding and condensing stuff just to give you guys for right now. Tomorrow, we'll start the equation stuff, and equations is usually a good solid day. Day and a half or so. There's a couple that get a little funky with some factoring and things that get thrown in there, but it's nothing anything that's overly crazy and nutty and stuff like that. So let me get into his thing, and we'll rotate the windows. You may use your laptop. Maybe.
Maybe. Oh yeah, I always do. Be careful with this company. They're super smart.
Hey.
Let's take a look at these. Here's bringing stuff back in.
Why did you take his entire desk?
This is only one desk out there.
I just.
Thanks for paying attention. I'm glad you're part of the conversation.
I didn't know you were trying to do that.
I guess I have So real fast. Real quick, guys, I want to show you something that looks a little weird in terms of how they write out some of their things. Take a look on the second side, and let's look at number 21. The CUDA stuff, they write it ever so slightly different than what we've seen. Over 3. What do you think that really is? Huh? What do you think's in front of the log? 1/3. This is the exact same thing as this. it means the same thing. They just put it over 3 as opposed to the 1/3 in front. Okay. There's a few parts that are like that. You'll notice on here you can see some stuff over 3. When you check answer guide, it might give you stuff like that with the fractional piece. It just means that it's the coefficient in front. Does that make sense? It's just one of those weird things that shows up on this guy. So in this case here, I need to condense it. I need to write this as 1 log. As you look at this, you'll notice it's adding between each piece, which means everything's being what to each other? Multiplying. 2 of these guys have the 1/3. So 1/3 for both of these, I would start out with this, log base 6 of c times a to the 1/3 times b to the 1/3. Can I write that any cleaner?
No.
Yes. What's 1/3 power? Third cube root, right? Okay. So this is the exact same thing as saying log base 6 of c cube root ab. See what I'm saying by that's cleaner? Because they share the same exponent, so I can put them together. When things share the same exponent, we can put them together like that. All right? That's what that would look like. The other weird one that I think that when they write it out, what was it? If you look at 10. 10 says log base 4 x to the 5th over y all squared. So this one has 2 exponents and a division. We want to write this as multiple logs. The fractional piece right now is all raised to the 2nd power, which means when I write this out, my first log stuff has to have parentheses, because the 2 is to both pieces. So I'd have a 2 parenthesis log base 4 of x to the 5th minus log base 4 of y. And then when I see this, what can I rearrange one more time? The 5. So as I'm writing this stuff out, if I don't catch it right away, or if I do catch it right away, I can put the 5 in front of that log, or I can just erase it or just do this real quick and just go, oh, that's going to be a 5 right there. And I'm fine with that. Yes, sir?
And you couldn't distribute the 2?
You can, but in this case, since it's like this, it's just as quick. Either one would be fine. Honestly, either one would be okay, because then you'd have, what, 10 log base 4 of x minus 2 log base 4 of y. It's the same answer, technically. Okay. All right, does that make sense? Yeah. So I put the answer sheet here. It'll be on the calendar as well, so you can look at it. I'll give you guys time now. Just do the evens. I'll just meander about if you got questions and whatnot. This should not be that tough. I figured this is a pretty easy, quick little pause, and before we get into the equation, we don't have to go through.
Because I'm going to be able to yeah, but I can only get you so far. It's also not going to go. Yeah. So one from either side, and you have them present on their shields. But then when you have that are on their shield, you want to hit one of them, but the other guy let's go. We're going to steal this sword. And that's one person the sword of the other. Yeah, but shields really like an average shield.
What is this?
It's
not that it's lighter than your sword.
Start that. Start with that.
The thing is, you need a mouse. Yeah. The thing is, though, is that oftentimes our shields had metal review, and that can deflect against grim attacks. Yeah. You hit right above that. Shatter. The thing thing is, even if it did shatter the whole shot, it's unlikely that it's a pure circle and then like they could
No,
still
no,
defend
no.
it.
She was like,
If you hit, they would still have a good base and they use that. Yeah, those are better than nothing.
Okay,
okay,
Oh, I don't.
down. Okay, how do you feel about oversized products?
How oversized?
Or like,
Can I give you a different sheet? Say 21. That's 620? But yeah, 16 and 21, they're the same problem. The only difference is guys, yeah, the only thing different is base 8 versus base 6. Yeah, I didn't even realize I was doing that.
oh wait, that's what I was just about to get.
I think I'm getting it wrong twice.
Everything bigger doesn't always make it better.
You hit more horse.
You also hit yourself with that force too.
How would it hit yourself?
You're trying to hit someone. You do that, but then you end up crossing the whole
Well, if you're doing a downward strike, turn yourself and it turns the momentum into sideways. Or sideways.
I don't know. It looks like
No, just keep it.
I realized this was helpful.
just spinning around the circle. If no one comes near you, you're like useless. Spinning around
Your captain's just like 8 soldiers.
what is the best way to
Are we talking light or heavy?
heavy? What's the best like a ballista, trebuchet,
Okay, all 3 of them have their advantages. Trebuchets and catapults are really good if you're on the siege.
Oh yeah, it has to
Defending the castle, ballistas, and they're using trebuchets for the courtyard.
Like I was saying, that they rated over cat so we can say same thing. You can go first.
Yeah, so there are things like
Oh yeah, well, okay, so if you did that, then
You still have now you're here.
so all I can
just put like 1,000 arrows just hundreds of arrows.
yeah, no, I
Why don't you take like 3 arrows, somehow so that the head will explosive. Yes. It's like that explosive arrow you might blow yourself up to.
honestly,